All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another DevLog of Project Bitcrawl. I am preparing to get the playtest set up, and as you can see, I have a big bunch of text for right now. I will make this a lot easier to digest over the coming weeks, but I just wanted something there. If you guys want, you can pause the video and check it out. But anyways, let's get down to business. So we're going to close out of this. I have the first city UI built. It's very bare bones. This is only 3 weeks of work now. So things are still working, or still getting built. But yeah. We've got the mercenary roster, which you'll see is empty right now because we haven't purchased any units. We got the tavern where you can recruit units. These are slightly randomly generated with different stats, and the better stats they have, the more expensive they become. And then you got a couple buttons down here. If you need to bring the tutorial up again, you can click that, reread it. Brings you back to the tavern as default. We've got the mission board where you can go and take on missions. There's only one mission right now, and then I have gold as a reward. I've got tooltips in the game now, so you can tooltip over stuff to see information on things. We've got our coffers, how much money we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the game rolling here. So we're going to go to the tavern. We've got to recruit some new units. So I'm going to get a ranger here. He doesn't have a lot of damage. Let's get Darius here. He's got 3 action points, 8 hit points and stuff like that. So I'm going to grab Darius. I am going to grab the Paladin. He's got a lot of defense. I'm going to grab Thorn. And I'm going to grab Kadrin. Do I want Kadrin or do I want Malric? Kadrin has a lot more damage and health. And he's got decent range too. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go with these 3. And yeah, let's just jump into the game. If you guys have questions, you can post them in the chat. On YouTube. So I'm going to go to the mission board now. So we need to assign mercenaries to the next job that we want to do. So you've got minimum mercenaries and maximum mercenaries. How many encounters are in the mission and the difficulty of the mission, the rewards that you get for winning the mission. These scrolls are these mercenaries signing on to the contract of the next mission that you're going to do. So I'm just going to bring all 3 of them. Once they are signed, you'll see that they actually light up whether I'm hovering them or not. I can unassign somebody if I want to. But I'm going to go ahead and have all 3 of them assigned, and I'm going to go ahead and depart on this mission. And you'll see the mission is loaded very, very quick. And yeah, we're right into combat. So this is the start of the mission. And this is pretty much the same. Combat hasn't changed a whole lot. I did add tooltips and cursor changes. So now the cursor changes depending on the action you're taking. So I'm going to move Darius over here, and we're just going to play the game. And there is a second level now to the game. And he has 3 action points. The stats menu is a little bugged. I do have to fix that, but the stats are changing. You just don't see the changes right now. Again, that's why I haven't started a playtest yet, because there are still some bugs that just make the game hard to play. And I just moved to attack my rogue. That's not where I meant to move. We're going to move him there. That's going to end his turn, but that's okay, because Kadrin here has a 2 attack range, which is great for a knight. So we're gonna kill that creature, and we're gonna have the enemies go. And yeah, I'm really happy. You'll see probably in the next week's video, because I'll be focusing more on that for the next week. But I do have the plan for the inventory system in the game. It's going to be fairly simple, but you'll see that in the next video I make, I'm sure. I don't see why I can't have it ready by then. So we're just going to move these guys forward. And we got Felix, then Bob. You can also hover over these initiative slots to see who is who. It highlights their cell. So let's go to Darius. We're going to move in for the kill, Darius, with your 3 action points. Let's get Thorn over here too. He doesn't have a whole lot of movement, so he's pretty slow. I think I mentioned this. I think this was in the last video. Some units have cardinal movement only, and others have directional or cardinal, so they can move in 8 directions versus 4. That will be staying. However, I am going to add a contextual cursor. So that when you do select the move action, instead of just having the 2 arrows, it'll have 4 arrows, which will be north, south, east, west, if they're cardinal only for their movement, and then they'll have 8 arrows surrounding the boot if they can move in all 8 directions, just to give it. And that this will change that icon as well, so you'll be able to see on there what kind of movement the unit has available to them. Yeah, we're making our way through this pretty well. We're gonna have Thorn move to the side here, end his turn. Can Kadron make it to the door? He cannot. So we're gonna move Kadron over here, end his turn, and then Darius is gonna move up here. We're gonna have him interact with the door, and I think move over here. And he's still got enough to attack, so we're gonna attack that guy. I also did shut off hovering when the enemies are going. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like that, but we'll see. Yeah, I could block him from... I could block this guy from hitting Darius if I move over here, so I will do so. And eventually I do want to add in the ability to train your units in multi-directional movement as well as like a skill upgrade. I do have a good idea of how I want like level ups and experience and stuff like that to work. Man, he's... Oh god, he killed him! Oh no, dude! Okay, so that sucks. So when a unit is killed... He's killed permanently. There's no way to resurrect units as of right now, and there's also no plan to add resurrection in the game. Oh, he killed everybody. Oh no. I've literally never lost. Oh no, there's a bug. Oh no. I can't click continue because there's too many enemies on here. Oh, interesting. That is unfortunate. Well, I guess we're gonna play again. Part of being a dev is finding bugs. So let's grab Paladin. We'll grab Garrick, and let's get Thorn in here. Do I have enough for another one? I do not. So go to the mission board. We will assign our units for the mission. And depart again. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to fix that. I might have to stack them into in like a 2x2. Or like a 2 widthwise, 2 units at a time widthwise, and see if that helps fix that issue. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's not lose our rogue. That would be nice. Heck yeah, that 4 range is really, really nice. So, no matter if Thorn hits this enemy, the Great Bob, it's not going to do any damage because Bob has an armor. He's got 1 defense. So even if I attack him, it's not going to do anything for that guy. But my paladin is a chunky boy with his damage. So we're going to take this rat out. And then Darius, or Garrick I should say, does not go before this guy. So he's going to get a hit in. At least this dude isn't, his awareness isn't allowing him to see in here yet. So that's good. Garrick deals 2 damage, so at least he'll be able to finish Bob off here and get him. I don't know if I want him to do that. I think I'm going to have him move down here so that I can kill him and then move the other units down here as well. So Thorin's just going to completely ignore that dude because he's not going to be able to damage him. And move him here. I will probably be adding abilities not next week, but the week after that. Just because abilities is a big system to get in. And I'm not 100% sure how complex I want to do it yet. So I gotta think through that before I make a solid decision on it. But that's gonna definitely like make the game a lot more fun, because I mean, just attacking within your range can get boring, you know. So I guess while I'm doing this, I can kind of go over my thoughts on abilities. Probably be a good idea. He's got 2 damage and 5 move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He won't be able to get to me in 1 turn. I'm gonna move right here, actually. Let's actually block him off from getting in here, too. So for abilities, what I am thinking of, at least in a base sense, is having abilities, like basic abilities to start, where like they ignore so much armor or all armor, or when you hit an enemy it heals you for half as much or something like that. Just simple things to start to just add some flavor to the game. Like I said, probably not gonna be getting that in for about another 2 weeks. But it won't be like, once I have a solid plan, it's not going to be crazy difficult to get that in though. So I'm not too worried about getting it in. It's just figuring out how I want to do it. That's going to be the big challenge here. Felix, you're really freaking screwing me over, man. There we go. And you are in my way. So I will have to end my turn here. Yeah, I am very, very close with the project to getting into a pure content creation stage where I don't really have to worry about adding systems. Like, that's like 2 weeks away, really. And then if I do want to add something, I can. But it's not going to be necessary for the game to, you know, move forward, which is really, really exciting, because once I get to that stage, I can just start blowing through content and adding new dungeons and missions and the fun stuff, right? Like, coming up with that is fun, adding more enemies and, you know, getting the reward system in with the items, which is going to be next week's goal. Like I said, so when I say next week, it's next week for me, because I'm recording this on Sunday. So starting tomorrow, Monday, when this video is being released, and hopefully when you're watching it, that is what I mean by next week. So in 1 week's time from this video coming out, I should have the full reward system and items in the game. Sweet. So we've won and it shows the enemies that we killed. And now we can abandon the job and go back to town, but we don't get the rewards from the mission. So this is like, if you're really close to losing some people that you don't want to lose, you can abandon the job, but then you're out of money, and that's not great. Out of the money you could have gotten from this. So I'm gonna go to the next floor, and I didn't fix the music on this, but that's fine. So then you do it all over again. And this is the next floor. There's, more enemies in this floor, more of different types of enemies rather than having them be the same. And yeah, I've got to fix some of the stuff in here, like the initiative is too far down, and I got to raise it up depending on how many enemies there are. I'm probably going to shrink initiative too, so it's not quite so big, because it is a little in your face. But yeah, that's the progress so far. Doesn't seem like a ton, but it was probably about 30 hours of work, maybe 40. But that's a typical week for me for development, so you should see a similar amount of progress for next week as well. I hope y'all liked it. I do have some more art being done by the spriter, and I look forward to making the video for next Monday. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Otherwise, have yourself a great week.